like and subscribe, please.
Hey guys, welcome to this week's review of the Encore. I don't know. It's just, the show is just, it's a good show. It is. But a lot of these ladies have such big egos and they don't know how to kind of step aside and give other people room to do what they do. You know, I've been on the twins these last couple of reviews, and now it's my turn to get on Aubrey. Listen, Aubrey, I understand that you may have an idea. You may have a vision, right? The difference is, I think she's mad because the twins are better at executing that vision, and because there's two of them, they can sort of team together to get the ladies together, while Aubrey is just one person. And so she's getting frustrated because she feels like the ladies aren't listening to her. You know, she's trying to be the leader. But at the end of the day, you can't just step up and be a leader if no one really wants to listen to you. As terrible as that sounds, right? The collective kind of have to value your opinion, right? And if you want to be the leader, then you kind of have to be not necessarily louder than the twins, but you have to stand up to the twins and you can't let them frazzle you. And that's exactly what happened, right? The twins can kind of yell and scream and make a fuss and take control over the situation, unfortunately. And in terms of the music, I mean, it may not be Aubrey's type of music. She may not be feeling it, but it seems like the other ladies are feeling it. Or at the very least, they're not saying anything. They're not standing up to the twins, or they're not taking over. They're not backing up Cosign, the producer, in creating new songs. So it's just, it is what it is. So this may not be your taste. It's kind of, I don't know what the expectation was going into something like this. But if it was me, I mean, I would try to make the best of the situation, but at the end of the day, you gotta have a realistic expectation. This is a group of 9 women, right? Women that in their own right have had their success. There's gonna be a lot of egos involved. You're not gonna get done everything you want to get done. I would focus, if possible, maybe on one song. If I can get one song my way, then I will do that and be happy. But I'm not going to come into the situation thinking I'm going to take over and I'm going to dictate how things are going to go, right? From Aubrey's perspective, she may find that the women are not reaching their full potential vocally, right? I get that, but that's from her perspective. And if the ladies are happy, or at the very least they're not speaking up and they're not saying anything, then what can you do with the situation? I feel like just make the best of it. You know, find one song that works for you and work your hardest on that one song. But you can't control everybody. You can't control everything, because at the end of the day, she may be a little bit more quieter than the twins, but she's in the same lane, right? And same with Keely. They're all sort of bumping heads. They want to be the leader. They want to be the leader. And to be honest, maybe if you combined like the twins, their producing talents and their songwriting talents, maybe Aubrey is good at making a vision, right? And Keely is good at organizing the ladies and getting the ladies together and being encouraging, right? If you kind of brought all those 4 women together, then you would have a super leader. But them as individuals, it's not working. As talented as the twins may be, they don't know how to talk to people. They're hella disrespectful. Unnecessarily. They could just speak calmly and express themselves, but yet they want to bully people into submission. Aubrey, she's very passive aggressive, and if she doesn't get what she wants, she shuts down. You know, by the end of this episode, she leaves the show because I don't know if she's coming back. It doesn't seem like it. But she leaves the show because it's not what she wants, right? And Keely, I don't know about Keely. She can be very messy, right? But these last couple of episodes, I will give Keely her points because she is able to wrangle the women together and to help organize them. So it's like they should be working together instead of everyone trying to be the boss or trying to take control. Like, just have realistic expectations for what this situation is at the end of the day and just make the most of it. Promote yourself. That's it. That's all you can do, but you can't control everybody. So they have their listening party, and the listening party is filled with some of their former members, group members, producers, songwriters, Shamari's husband. You know, it was really cute how you brought the flowers and the balloons and the teddy bears. It was a bit much, but still, it was a cute moment. And they seem to really like the music that they have produced so far. It would have been nice if they had a little bit more critique on the music, but I guess that's what a listening party is not really meant for. That I guess it's just meant for them to vibe and be positive and be supportive. But it would be nice to hear on maybe ways they could improve on the songs. From what I've heard of their music, it seems okay. It's kind of hard to formulate an opinion because we only seem to hear like 5-second clips of each songs at a time. So I'm gonna reserve my opinion until the performances, right? But Aubrey's not feeling it. And that's fine. I mean, at the end of the day, this is a large group. You may not like everything that is being produced. It may not be your vibe. I get the feeling that Aubrey wants more up-tempo, more of a dance kind of vibe. And I feel similar in a way. Like, I don't mind mid-tempo, I don't mind a ballad, but I also would like music that you could get up and dance to and, vibe to, not just... I don't know, I do agree that a lot of the songs were pretty mid-tempo, but I have to hear the song in full to really make up my mind to decide whether I like it or not. But by no means would I say these are terrible songs, or they're trash, or they're not bops, right? Even though it may not be for me, I wouldn't dismiss them like that, right? So, like I was saying before, you gotta pick and choose your battles. You can't get everything your way. So, fine, it's not exactly what you want. Just see this for what it is. It's an opportunity to put your name out there, to create some music, and who knows what may take off. I think Aubrey was just sort of being a bit of a spoiled brat because she didn't get her way, right? So she didn't want to participate. It's like, have a little bit more realistic expectation, like I said. Irish was not happy because she wasn't in a lot of the songs, right? But from what we've seen of Irish, let's be real, did you really put in that effort? When it came to your vocals, from the clips that we've seen, your vocals weren't it. Sorry, they weren't it. They weren't terrible, but they weren't great. So if the other ladies, they're listening to you and you don't sound great, then of course they're not just going to put you on a song or give you extra parts just to give you extra parts if you can't carry the note. And instead of kind of sulking in the corner, be vocal about it. Be vocal about you wanting more parts and practice and make it work. Write a song. I don't know. Get involved in the situation. It's like she's standing back and expecting people to hand stuff to her, but you're not putting in the work. If I have to choose between Irish and Shamari, I'm gonna pick Shamari. Shamari has a beautiful voice, plus she can dance. I'm sorry. She's gonna fit in better in more songs because of her vocal range then you are, and it is what it is. So you can't have it both ways. Like, either just acknowledge that if you don't want to work on your craft, acknowledge that and be happy that you fit in where you fit in. And if you don't like it, put in more work. That's it. And it was just so cringy. I forgot the other lady's name. That's a part of the group, Mia. It was so cringy when, the group member was trying to be positive and encourage them and like, okay, this is wonderful, this is amazing, and you're kind of complaining to your group member when you talked about, oh, this is kind of reminding me of back in the day where I was more of the background singer and my talents couldn't shine. So it's just cringy now that you're complaining to this very same woman that you're not getting parts, right? It's like, maybe if you're seeing the same thing happening, maybe you need to look in the mirror and look at yourself. Like, that was not the time. Like, I agree with Lamisha when she was like, this is not the time or the place to talk about stuff like this. We can handle this later. If you want more parts, we can handle that. But if you're not stepping up, then what do you expect? That was just so awkward. And you could tell, like, their former group member was so uncomfortable. It was so uncomfortable because she didn't want to be involved in the mess, right? And she probably knows. She probably knows that Irish is not the best singer. Okay? She probably knows that. So that's why she's keeping her mouth shut. Because she doesn't want any beef with them. So Pam speaks with her ex-group member Kima from Total. And basically, Pam tells us that she ghosted everybody. She basically ghosted her. And Kima was very, very upset because outside of the music, outside of the group, it seems that they were best friends. Or not best friends, but there was a friendship there. I can understand that sometimes in life when you go through something or when you want to make a change in your life, that you need to kind of isolate yourself from certain people that can kind of suck you in back into your old ways, right? I think if you, for her, she was turning herself over to the Lord. She was trying to live a more Christian lifestyle. And if you are surrounded by people that are maybe not leading you to drink, but if you are a recovering alcoholic, it must be hard to be in certain spaces with people that may be drinking alcohol, maybe doing other things. Like, come on, it's the music industry. Like, I wouldn't be shocked at some of the stuff that would go on there. So if you're trying to move past that, it can be difficult to be in certain spaces, or it could be difficult to be surrounded by certain people, especially when you're at that space where you're still vulnerable, you're healing, right? So I can totally understand that. I don't think it was personal for Pam. I think it's easier to come into this situation, the Encore, and kind of start a group with these ladies because you don't really have, you may be familiar with them, but you don't have that history with them. You don't have that friendship. So it's like, you still get that group feel, but you're still an individual. And this is more of an individual opportunity versus a group opportunity, because I doubt that these ladies are really going to come out and make an album together. Now, they may do performances, they may tour. This can be a great touring opportunity, but this is still an individual opportunity. It's a lot more different than coming together with your former group where you guys have that history, right? And then with that history, you may have that tension and things going on that can be harder to work through versus just entering a brand new situation. During the sit down, though, Kima mentioned that Pam said that she was the Beyonce of the group, which, when you see Pam now, when you see Pam on the show, You don't get that vibe from Pam, right? She's very kumbaya, but I'm not sure if this was a recent thing or if this happened when she was drinking or what was going on with her. But I think clearly she wasn't in a healthy space, right? Now I hope she's in a better space now, and so now she can come together with her former group member. Maybe not musically, but at least they can have some sort of friendship, because there does seem to be deep love and deep care. But I think Kima has to accept that Pam is different now, and she has different values and different priorities, and the music that they used to make before, she's probably feels uncomfortable performing it. She probably doesn't want to be in that space, so that also needs to be respected. It is what it is, but I'm glad they were able to come together, and have that moment, right? Because you can tell that there's real love between them. So Aubrey leaves the house, and I'm just like good riddance, because I was sick and tired of hearing her each episode complain about the ladies, right? Her heart wasn't in it. She wasn't fully committed. She would basically be in her bed all day. I felt like when she felt like she couldn't be the queen anymore, she couldn't control the situation, she wanted nothing to do with it, right? Very much like the twins. The only difference is the twins are more assertive, right? Or overt with their intentions, where I feel like Aubrey was more passive aggressive with it, right? I get where she's coming from with the twins. They're really obnoxious. I completely understand. But instead of going to your confessionals or talking behind their backs, same thing I said about Irish, stand up to them. Stand up to them, handle the situation directly, instead of going to, and that's why she got in trouble with the songwriter, right? Because instead of having the conversation with the twins and as a group, she's talking over here, talking over there, having all these side conversations, and essentially blew up in her face, right? I understand it can be difficult with the twins because they can be very loud, right? But you just have to kind of meet them where they're at. I'm not saying you got to yell at them back, but you got to let them know what it is at the end of the day. Kind of say, you produce these songs, that's cool. We want to produce a song with Cosign, or I want to work with Cosign to produce a song because you got to do that. So I want to do a song. Like, they could have figured out a way for it to work. But it's like the twins want it to be all or nothing, and it feels the same way with Aubrey. She wants it to be all or nothing. And within a group, you have to compromise. You can't have it your way all the time. So if she's not here for it, good. Just leave, right? At the end of the day, it's a blessing, because at least the rest of the ladies know what it is, right? Instead of them having to work around her. Yes, it may suck that they have to record her parts over, but who knows? Maybe Irish will get more of an opportunity to show her vocal range, right? And her vocal talent. So at the end of the day, it may be a good thing for the group, because it means more chances for them to shine. Now, it wouldn't be an encore episode without the twins being jerks. Right? So I don't know which song it was. I believe it was Bird's Eye View. There are two versions, right? Cosign's version and the twins' versions of the song. Personally, I like the twins' version of the song better, right? And so did the rest of the ladies. And that's the version that they played at the listening party that the people at the party liked, right? So here's the thing with the twins. I'm not taking away their talent. They are very talented, right? And they are good producers. Hell, they may even be a better producer than Cosign. Who knows, right? But for me, it's it's the emotional intelligence. They don't know how to communicate. Right away, they get super defensive. And I feel like there's a way to communicate how you feel without being an asshole. Because the way that they're communicating, they may find that I feel like they're creating, low key, they're creating this very toxic environment, right? And I can understand maybe why Cosign doesn't really want to, maybe, I'm not gonna put it on the twins, but I can understand why maybe he's a little bit distant, right? Or maybe why he doesn't want to leave things there and he wants to kind of take projects home with them, because he may feel like, okay, the producers brought me on this show, right? If someone hires you as the producer, as the music producer, and then you have these other people coming in and taking over your job and what you've been hired to do, I can understand you feeling a type of way. And then on top of that, you have people taking over your job and then they have an attitude with you as well. They don't even have that level of respect. And it's like, as a woman, I get what Keely was saying, right? I don't like it when guys call you honey or sweetie, even other women, right? And say darling and stuff like that. It can be condescending. But it is kind of annoying because, Keely, you want to get upset with him saying darling or sweetie or something of that nature, while you have one of the twins essentially yelling at the top of her lungs and cussing this guy out. And he's being very, very calm because, of course, he can't snap, he can't yell back, which he shouldn't, because that's where the songwriter effed up, right? Because he wanted to be all hoopty-doopty-whoopty. I don't know what that means, but you know what I'm trying to say, right? He wanted to be all rah-rah. So this guy is trying to keep it cool. And yes, is he being a bit passive-aggressive? Yes, he is. He is being a bit passive-aggressive. But you also gotta look at it the other way around. Look at how they're talking to them. Look how the twins talk to everybody. They're rude. They're straight up rude. And they feel like they're justified with being an asshole because they're talented. That's great. It's awesome that you're talented. But there are a lot of other people in this world that are talented. That doesn't give you a right to be such an asshole, and you kind of create the environment where people don't want to work with you. People don't want to deal with you, right? Keely was kind of, standing up for the twins because they're all best buddies, right? They're allies in the situation. The other ladies are silent, which I don't like. I don't like. Same thing with Pam walking out last episode. I don't like that because I feel like it enables them to talk to people a certain way, right? She could have I think it was Fallon. She could have simply said, look, we listened to both versions. As a group, we've decided that they like my version of the song a bit more. We appreciate what you've done, but this is what we're going with. That's all you had to say. And if he got an attitude or said whatever, that would be on him. That would 100% be on him. And that would be that. Because at the end of the day, the ladies have the final word, right? That's all you had to do. Just from the very beginning, she had an attitude with him, right? From the very beginning. And none of the other ladies speak up. None of the other ladies says anything. And that's kind of starting to piss me off because you're enabling this behavior. And you're just as bad. But then you want to go talk behind their back and say they're annoying. I mean, and even the choreographer and the singing coach, you can tell that they're really like, what the hell? They're looking at the twins like they're crazy. Even the choreographer had to say, okay, guys, like, we understand what you're saying, but speak with a little bit of respect. He's here to help you. We're all here to help you. Let's work together. At the end of the day, he's here to help you guys. Figure out a way to make it work. That's it. So the twins, oh my God, they're so annoying. They're so annoying, and it's getting to a point where it's just not even entertaining anymore. And I feel like they're doing themselves a disservice because I don't even want to really listen to their music anymore. I don't want to support them in anything. And I may be the only one, right? There may be a lot of people that still love them. But for me, I don't really care how quote unquote talented you are. Right? Especially if the songs are not like super amazing. I don't want to support you at all because you're really just turning me off. 100%, 1000%. You don't talk to people like that, period. And when people give you just a little bit of what you dish them, all of a sudden you can't help it. You can't help it. You can't handle it. That's the phrase I'm looking for. You can't handle the situation. I don't know. It's like it's not even entertaining anymore at this point. They're just really getting on my nerves. But it is what it is. See you guys. That's everything. Bye.